Hi, I'm Mark Jennings, and welcome to another episode of Northeast Living. Spring is finally upon us, and that means for many brides-to-be that they're thinking of wedding dresses. I recently found a great place that offers beautiful dresses for that special day. Let's take a look. I love a good old-fashioned business. Add to it some exceptional service, and what do you have? Desired weddings. I have Sandy here who's going to tell us about this wonderful little boutique you have here.
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous. I'm so excited that you guys are here today.
So let's talk a moment about the bride, because no matter what anyone else is wearing at a wedding, all eyes are focused on the bride. And you have an example of a dress, right?
We do. We have Patty, who's actually my bride.
Come on over, Patty.
Come on over, Patty. She's gorgeous.
Wow. Tell me a little bit about this dress.
Well, this is from Maggie Sator. It's the asymmetrical waist. It's got the beading going down the hips with the sweetheart neckline. That's what girls like. They like the sweetheart neckline.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And Sandy, take a moment and show me around.
Alrighty. A popular style that we are selling a lot right now, and that's this V front with the lace appliques on the top. Girls want straps. They want to be able to dance the night away without worrying that the top is going to fall. This is made in America, right in Danielson. This is a new line called the Shrylin. Everything's hand beaded. Her name is Shry Mom. She lives in Danielson. She makes them for me. They're amazing, and they're only exclusively here at Desired Weddings. A lot of girls are looking for color today, so we have this beautiful red one. It's a heavy one. It's got a long train on this one.
So tell me a little bit about your inspiration, because you mentioned your grandparents played a big role in how you set the standards for the experience here.
Yep. My Meme and Pepe were my idols. I love those guys so much, and I mean, they've been gone for many years. You know, he passed away in '69 and she passed away in '70. But I always feel that they're watching over me, so I have their picture always looking over me. My husband, my son, my entire family, and that's what this atmosphere is family-oriented, stress-free. You get an experience, you have fun when you come here.
If you're gonna get married, well, you're gonna need invitations, and you can get that here too.
We wanted to come up with a way of taking the stress out of planning a wedding.
Right now, people are doing a lot of patterns, embroidering, pockets, just a neat way of kind of putting it all together and make it look nice.
Sandy, what else can you do here?
Well, you can get the best tasting cake in Putnam right here from Heather from I Do Cakes.
Heather, tell me a little bit about your cakes, because I understand you also customize it for dietary needs as well.
I do make vegan cakes. If the customer has any problems with that or their diet or they can't have any sugar, then I'll help them out and make them to their needs.
Where customers become family. And Sandy, a perfect example is Rebecca Whiting, this year's Dream Wedding winner, had a wonderful experience here.
It's true. Sandy, your store, Desired Weddings, was a wonderful experience. My family and friends and I, we just had a great time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I used to say you can't get married without MAR, but now I have to add, you can't get married without Desired Weddings and Special Events. Do you love the idea of having a plant in your home, but find you can't keep anything alive? Don't have that green thumb? Well, you'll be surprised that there is a great way to introduce plants into your home, such as a terrarium, also known as a watering case, and they've been around for over 100 years. And you'll be surprised just how simple it is to incorporate them into your home. Let's start with what you'll need. You'll need a glass container with a lid. You'll need some pea gravel. I picked this up at my local pet store. Some charcoal. Now, this isn't the barbecue charcoal that you use for hot dogs and hamburgers. This charcoal is designed specifically for plants or containers with no holes. And some wonderful potting soil. The last part is going to be a decorative plant. Let me show you how simple it's going to be to coordinate all this together and make something really beautiful. You're going to start with 1 inch of your pea gravel. You're going to follow with your charcoal, about a ½ inch, and then a generous 2 inches of potting soil. Now, when selecting your plant, you want to find something that is slow growing. You don't want to crowd your terrarium. You want to allow it to have plenty of room to grow. You can also become very creative. Find a nice, beautiful rock, or even some broken terracotta pots sprinkled in a terrarium are quite decorative. The last part is the most important part that you're going to love, and that is how much water do you water it with? Only 1 cup of water every 6 months. Now you can do that, right? It's really simple. Now, your terrarium, known as a warding case, is going to be one of those rewarding things that you can have in your home.
Hi, my name is Rich Loomis. I'm one of the owners of Brew and Wine Hobby in East Hartford, Connecticut. Today we're going to talk about a fun and simple project. We're going to talk about making some root beer at home. So we get a lot of people that come in here and they ask, what do we do with our kids? You know, this is a neat hobby. Like to make wine, like to make beer. What's fun to do with the kids with this? And aside from having your kids help you put corks into bottles, making soda is a lot of fun, and it's pretty quick too. It doesn't take the patience that wine or beer does. So this is a great project you can do with your kids. This takes just a few minutes. Easiest way to sanitize your products is to use a little iodine solution. This is not the medical stuff. You can just soak whatever you're going to put your root beer into for about 2 minutes, pull it out, shake all the fluid out, and it's ready to go. It doesn't need to be rinsed off, kills everything off. The reason that's important is you really want the yeast you're going to add to this to do the fermentation. The iodine's going to sanitize everything. The bottles you're going to be filling, it's going to sanitize the bucket that we're going to use to mix everything up. And once that's done, we're ready to start. Start with a little bit of flavoring extract. This is actually, I grew up on this stuff, to be honest. This is fantastic. In fact, to this day, root beer doesn't taste quite right to me unless I make it myself. This is what we call a bottling wine. It's when we're ready to bottle, we're going to depress it, and it's going to fill whatever's in here right up to the top of the bottle. This is about 1.5 gallons worth, which means it's going to take just over 1 pound of sugar to make it a little on the sweet side. Before we mix anything else up, we want to get a little yeast proofing here. This is champagne yeast, which doesn't mean it's going to make champagne. It means that it came from the Champagne region of France. Now I added enough solution to make about 1.5 gallons. Pour a little bit in. It doesn't take much. This stuff spreads around pretty well. I'm going to open the valve up here. There. This whole bottle here would make 5 full gallons, but I don't have the fridge space for that, so I'm only making about 1.5 gallons at a time. It is certainly as simple as that.
That looks absolutely delicious. As the weather starts getting warmer, there's nothing more refreshing than a cold glass of homemade root beer. Speaking of root beer, I have a trivia question for you. What do the initials A and W stand for? An A&W root beer. I'll have the answer when we come back with more Northeast Living. Welcome back to Northeast Living. So what do the initials A and W stand for in A&W root beer? Allen and Wright. Roy Allen first introduced what would become A&W root beer in 1919 at a parade for World War I veterans. I bet you didn't know that. Speaking of beverages, I've been hearing a lot about South African wines, so I thought I should check it out. South African wines are becoming more and more popular, so I figured why not learn all about them. So we're here at Knout and Visser in Brantford, Connecticut, and Mary and Van own a distribution for South African wines. Hey guys.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me a little bit about your company.
Knout and Visser, we started, and the main focus was, I'm from South Africa. I knew what was out there. What we're trying to do is we're bringing authentic labels into the country, which over-deliver for the price.
Tell me a little bit about how you select your wines.
When we go to South Africa, we do our research beforehand. We go to these vineyards, we taste the wine, we meet the winemakers, we visit the vineyards and we see how they make their wine.
Our vineyards start on the west coast, very far north. It's called Solam. And then we work all the way through the Western Cape down, Durbanville, Stellenbosch, Franschhoek. And then we just added, our latest vineyard is the most southern vineyard in South Africa, and that's close to Cape Agulhas, which is the most southern point. You have all these different climates through this region, from a desert to a very cold New Zealand style climate.
Van, tell me a little bit about your childhood and growing up on a winery.
Well, I grew up on a 3,000-acre farm in the Western Cape area, which is considered fairly small around there. We had wine vineyards on our farm. It was not the main source of farming though. It was sort of like this on the side. But I knew all about the wine industry because of that.
Well, Mary, you met this guy and you brought him back and you brought back the idea of distributing African wines here. So tell me a little bit about that story.
We first met when we were both working on private mega yachts in the Mediterranean. And we worked with each other for a while, and he took me to South Africa. I fell in love with South Africa, and I fell in love with him and the wine. We moved back to the States to start a family, and it became very aware to us that a lot of the great South African wines we had in South Africa were not available in the States. It just started from there on with a simple idea at breakfast, and it's grown into a great family business. We're sort of pairing two cultures together, and that's also where the name came from. Knaut is my maiden name. Visser is his last name.
Well, congratulations, and thank you so much for bringing these exceptional wines to us. And always look for the label, because you're listed on the back of the label, Knaut and Visser from Brantford, Connecticut, and cheers, right?
Cheers, thank you.
The Hartford Marathon Foundation is a not-for-profit organization. We were founded in 1994. I've been running the Marathon Foundation since my children were 6 and 2, and now they're 25 and 21. And they've been involved since I started. And my background is actually I'm from the restaurant business, and I was a chef and restaurant manager, and I was a sommelier. I was in the wine business, so I have a different background. You know, I dealt with fine foods and wines, and now I deal with power bars and Gatorade. At the time I was running, I had created the Hartford Restaurant Association, which was just an association of the downtown Hartford restaurants to market and promote themselves. And an event came to town called the Bud Light Triathlon Series, and they needed a local race director. And they hired me as just a part-time position to manage this event. I was interested because I was an athlete, and I thought it sounded fun. This was back in 1990. And that event lasted 2 years, and I just loved it. It was completely different than cooking with lots of cream and butter and late nights and everything that goes into the restaurant business. So after that event actually went out of business, the company that owned it went out of business, and I thought, we can't let this go. It was too good for Hartford. I had a ball. I had a database of 1,000 volunteers who had helped. I said, we have to keep something going. And that's when I decided to create at that time it was the Hartford Marathon, and created that, and lots of the volunteers came back to support me in doing that, and that's how it got started. I did reach a point where I said, I don't want to be cooking and eating like this, and cooking for people the way that we cooked back then. I was happy to go into an industry that was all about health and fitness, and it's just people in this industry, or people who do run or come out and are conscious of their health, are optimistic people. They have lots of positive energy, highly energetic people.
I'm in the market for a new pair of glasses that are both functional and fashionable. So I came here to Central Optica in West Hartford to see what my choices are. I'm here with Carl, who also happens to be the owner with his 2 brothers, and they've been in business for over 30 years. So you're the guy to come to when I'm looking for a new pair of glasses.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about the experience here.
Well, you know, Mar, we make a point to shop primarily in Europe, and we bring in frames, we work with designers, And we have a product that is just the epitome of the top. We have something for everyone. So we take pride in that. We work with fashion, but we also primarily focus on function. Everybody has good qualities. Our job here at Central Optica is to bring out those qualities, we know, with the shape of your face, with the proper frame.
Okay, Carl, so I'm looking forward to see what you have in store for me.
Those would be great for your weekend in Newport or the Hamptons.
I love these.
What about the reading glasses?
Oh, I think I might have to get these as well.
Well, I've been scouring the store, and I found some things for you. This one here. A little bit a mix of, I'm going to say, Euro retro. A little more European, a little retro, combination of both. It's a plastic and metal combination. Very, very nice. Very academic. This is a great piece. It's a little more formal, it's a little more dressy, extremely elegant. That's buffalo horn side. And the rest of it just sort of absorbs into your face. It's really pretty. This is a beautiful piece. It's 100% titanium. Incredibly light, incredibly durable, and actually quite handsome.
I'm really happy with these.
You know, I think that's the perfect choice. I'm sure my brothers will agree.
Hey Mark, I love the strong color across the top.
Thanks, Mark.
That's an absolute home run. Looks terrific on you.
Thanks, guys. I came here and I got exactly what I wanted. Some knowledge, some wonderful glasses, and an amazing experience. Spring is in the air. So how can we incorporate spring indoors, but yet still enjoy it later in the season? Here's a great idea. Right now your grocery store is filled with forced bulbs. And whether it be daffodils, whether it be hyacinths or grape hyacinths, you have a great collection. Go ahead and pick some up and bring them indoors and plant them in a bowl. What's wonderful about a bowl is that you only have to water once a week, making it really easy to take care of. Now, you want to finish this project by adding some moss. Moss is available either professionally, the real moss, or the moss strips. Either one works really well. You're going to put the moss right on top to finish it. You'll find it's very pliable. And the last part is where we go completely nuts. I love to sprinkle some nuts on top. I just think it's a very whimsical little touch. You want to make sure when this is all said and done, you don't throw it out. Go back and take those containers and transplant them back here. This is where it gets fun because you put them now outside. If you plant them outside and you let them grow, come June, chop them all down and you will find year after year, those hyacinths and flowers that you once enjoyed inside, you're going to enjoy outside for years to come. Now that's springtime two ways.
On Saturday, April 30th, from 10 a.m. to noon, visit the Connecticut State Museum of Natural History in stores and learn about arrowheads and other ancient stone tools. Advance registration is required. Visit www.cac.yukon.edu for more information. The Maritime Aquarium in Norwalk offers you the chance to sleep with the seals, otters, sharks, and more. There will be fun activities, entertainment, a special dinner, bedtime stories, and much more. Doors open at 6 p.m. and you'll be on your way home at 10 a.m. after breakfast and fun morning activities. Children of all ages are invited to Dinosaur Day at the Beardsley Zoo in Bridgeport. Staff from the Dinosaur State Park, the Dinosaur Place, and the Peabody Museum will bring information and artifacts on these prehistoric creatures. Meet Dilly the Dinosaur and even make your very own craft. From now through June 12th, visit the Wadsworth Atheneum in downtown Hartford and tour Monet's paintings of his beautiful water garden. This exposition features paintings from various collections and offers a unique insight into Monet's development as an artist during the later part of his career.
Welcome back. Health expert Dr. Steve is making a house call, and this time he's armed with a recipe for low-fat lasagna. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm with Chef Michael from the Food Emporium, and today we're going to visit our friend Tita. Now, Tita has been struggling with her weight for a little while. She's kind of plateaued, but there's something very special. It's her daughter Ashley's birthday, and Ashley has requested lasagna. Now, Tita makes a killer lasagna recipe, right?
It's a family favorite.
Right, but the thing is, it's a little high in fat, a little high in sodium, so we're gonna show her, well, Chef Michael is, gonna show her how to make an amazing lasagna that's just as tasty, but less fat.
And good flavor.
Here you go. Let's go do it.
All right.
Hey.
Hi.
Good morning.
I didn't think you were coming. How you doing?
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
good to see you.
Let's talk for a minute about what's been going on with your weight loss.
I don't necessarily say I'm cheating, but I think that I'm eating a little more, a little richer to accommodate the family.
This is why you've got to get the kind of the whole family on board. You know,
That's
so it's
what I need.
always great. Yeah, that's what you need, right?
That's what I need.
So we'll be making a slimmer lasagna for Tita and her family, but we also want to keep them out of harm's way in other ways too. Salt.
Switch to sea salt. It's got a little bit more flavor in it because of the minerals in the ocean.
And it's bigger, so you use less. We got cookies. I want to get them out of the house completely, so you're not even thinking about it. What's better? I want you to have fruit out, on the counter, in the house, where you can grab it. So when you're feeling that urge, you can grab a piece of fruit, and you won't grab that sweet thing that you want. And no soda. I got a thing about soda. To me, there is no purpose for soda.
This is easy. Water.
Right.
Water, water, water.
Now, about that lasagna. Instead of whole eggs, egg substitute.
All protein and none of the fat.
The ricotta and mozzarella cheese, part skim.
Use a really good tasting Parmesan to make up for some of that flavor.
And fresh herbs. The herbs can really kick it up. And then a whole grain pasta. Well, let's get cooking, Chef Michael. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Cheese, wow.
And look at us go. Finally, the test. Does Ashley and the rest of Tita's family like it?
Does it measure up?
It's not my mom's, but it's good.
This is really good.
Very good.
What makes this thing more perfect, besides the fact that it's Ashley's birthday and it's a healthier meal, we're having fun, it's the whole family coming together, family sitting down at the table, one of the most important things people can do. And this is what makes it special, right?
Thank you, Chef. This is delicious.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
For more information on the stories you've seen, please visit ctnow.com/NEL.